Check, check. Welcome in, guys. How are we doing this evening? Hopefully I'm prepared. I've been out of town. Just got in town 2 hours ago. Ate some early dinner, scanned some charts, and here we are. Yes, Norman, got your list. Hope everybody had a good Christmas holiday break. Just gonna give it a couple minutes, guys. I sent the link out a little bit late, so just gonna give it 1 or 2 more minutes. Yeah, Skylar, I'm glad you mentioned Tesla. I'm actually kind of that's on my watch list too. Just wait to kind of see what people have for requests and kind of see how it plays out. But yeah, that one's in a interesting spot. All right, one last premium ping. We got 20 people. That's usually the crew in here I get on Sundays. So with that, we're gonna get started, guys. Again, appreciate y'all being here. I always start with SPY and QQQ on the daily, and we'll go to the 1 hour chart just to kind of see where we're at on some things, kind of get some perspective on kind of where we are. Because if you're especially like me, I was out all last week, so this is kind of a nice unbiased perspective that we get tonight. So one chart, I see your request as well. We'll write that one down, and then we'll get started, guys. Alrighty, guys. First things first, SPY. We're gonna take a look at the daily here. We can see last week or early, late after that sell, we had a nice rebound bounce. And if you kind of followed Tilio's newsletter and some of the sentiment of other people in our Discord, you kind of hopefully bought into that dip and didn't get too bearish down here around these big levels, this old all-time high zone, because we can see clearly this all-time high zone here, how quickly the buyback came. So, if you missed that sell on FOMC day and maybe got a down day the day after, hopefully you didn't swing puts and never secured and held because we got this big bounce. And so, and last week, it's easy to see that 600 is still our magnet and 600 is still the rejection. We got the trend line here on the daily. We got the daily 20, the screen line stacked up, and back-to-back days, that would be Wednesday, Thursday. Pushed up Wednesday, closed right at it. Thursday opened at it, pushed, sold through, bounced 598, and ultimately closed under 600. And then Friday, a little bit of a sell-off day, but a big buyback. This is a daily candle, so it did dip down here. We can go to another time frame and see how long it was down there. But ultimately, we bought it back. We ended up higher. Okay, so 600 and this trend line for me is still my area of interest. What I'm looking for this week. We do have New Year's Day on, I believe, Wednesday. So markets will be closed, I believe, all day Wednesday. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't know if we have a full day on Tuesday or not. Like I said, I'm a little bit behind. So definitely what I'm seeing on this. 600 is the magnet, 600 is the target, but last week we failed to close over. But there's still, to me, there's a lot of range. There's a lot to play with here. So let's go to the 1 hour chart, guys. See what that looks like. If not, I can go the 4 hours as well. But on the 1 hour, I'm really eyeing. You can see this line, this thicker line here. What I do for you guys, just kind of get us our bearings to see where we're at, kind of where we're at, for the week. And so early tomorrow morning, this 595.43, we can pinch pennies here. We can, zoom in and go down to this 595.3. But for me, this zone here, because we can see when we sell through it, these are each one of these candles here, you guys, on the chart. This is a 1 hour candle. Okay. And so any sell through, we see the selling pressure and we push back up at the end of the day, ultimately close below it. So any price action here early tomorrow, early Monday, I'm looking, do we break out and hold, or do we push and reject? And, we kind of get this double top action from Friday-ish, this double top zone, that last part of the day. And see, that also kind of lines up with the zone here and here. And that's kind of why I really like those zones, you guys. And if you know me and my charting, I kind of just look for those key areas. I personally am not a scalper. I will look to take entries near key areas of interest. One could argue that I could definitely add a zone here. I just don't like to make the charts too muddy and too cluttered. But definitely, any openings around here, we can see those candle body closes are right there. Basically 594. So let's kind of see where we open at tomorrow. And we'll take it from there. But does anybody have questions on SPY? It's kind of a brief overview, but for me, it's obviously in hindsight sometimes, but it's a fairly easy chart. We're not at all-time highs, kind of guessing off some fibs. We're at a really nice area. So any breaks over this 595, 595.43, I'm bullish on the day and cautiously could be bullish on some swings if we finish strong. But don't ignore this trend line. don't ignore 600. I think it's going to play into that this week. But any closes and sells under this 594, we kind of see that selling pressure again down in here. It's okay to be bearish or bullish long term and bearish on the day or bearish on the week, whatever it is. We're options traders, so we'll take what we can get from it. So those are some key levels there, you guys. Take some screenshots if you're new to charting. Write some levels down. But 594, a big 590, this old all-time high. Definitely, if we get a sell down to here, I'm not starting to put position down here. No way. Yep, Norm says buy the dip. QQQ, let's see where we're at, you guys. Let me zoom out a little bit to the daily, just to give us some perspective, especially for myself. I did some quick charting before I logged in. But we got our upper trend line that as of now continues to reject. But I think what I see here, let me drag this real quick. I think we probably have a nice lower with a few touches here. I usually like more touches as always, but we got 1, 2, we got 3 touches there. I think that's a valid trend line for sure. And then of course the upper trend line. So this is the daily, you guys. I'm leaving the chart a little bit clean just so we can get some perspective again when we zoom in. But I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart. But as far as the daily, this 530, that's our ceiling. That's our top for now. We got a candle close over on Thursday, but ultimately a little bit of a sort of inside day on Friday and then a dip down sell. Okay. We're kind of pinned in between. So this dashed line is my daily 9 and the green is the 20. So we're kind of pinned in between. So, this week could be a low volume week with the holiday. But I think it's going to be a battle. So for me, my prediction, I have no skin in the game. I have no open option positions, but I would probably look to see an open somewhere around where we close. I don't, we could certainly gap up or down or penny news, but I don't think we have any news that would make us do that. But look for a push into this dashed green line. That's our daily 20, and that's our first area of resistance. Okay, and so any push into that basically 524. If you look left, it's going to come into this zone here, 524. So old support is always resistance. So sold through support, which would be this zone here, and is now resistance. So first touch here, if we get that push in a 524, definitely a trim zone. Or if you miss that opening, morning open trade, take that breakout, retest, take your calls because your risk is small, ride that up. Hypothetically, our daily 9s, that dash line is going to come in somewhere around here. So 525 to 526 zone. But definitely, guys, we can see, don't ignore these wicks here. Just that's from probably early last week or late 2 weeks ago. That 525 is going to be big. Okay. So if we push up and you're not trimming, you're cheering, you're taking screenshots, why are rejecting? It's like, okay, you got the daily 9, you got an old level, recent level, that is 525. Okay. Any opens under, let's get some levels here. Let me just draw a zone or a little bit of a range. I think that'll be a little bit better, clear to follow. Just looking as I do this, guys, sorry. All right. Any opens over the shaded area? I'm cautiously bullish. Inside this zone here, definitely a scalp zone because I don't want to be ultra bearish and we come into this pocket here, this pocket of volume here, and then you get the big bounce and get smoked. Or any opens under this, and I'm going to lean bearish on the day or a little bit on the week until we can crack back above that 520, that 1 or that shaded area there. Any questions on QQQ? I'm just looking at the chat here. Nice. Oh, we got flips in here. Is it the actual flips? Made you a co-host, Flips. If you're still in here, got any input, let me know, brother. All right, watch list going as I see
good,
it.
Brother.
Good, man. Hope your Christmas was great, man.
Always good. Always good. Here to learn.
Heck yeah, man. All right, Norvin was first. He sent me a DM. He wants RGTI. If I know Norvin, I don't even have to click on it. I bet this thing's all-time high. Let's see. Just teasing you, Norvin. You're a good dude. Look at that shit. All right, let's get a game plan. Well, last week, that's a big ass day. But all-time highs, you guys, in all seriousness, we at least for me, either do a fib extension or you play a breakout retest and see. One thing to watch, you guys, and this isn't just because it's a Norvin name, it's on any name. when we make all-time highs and we're overly stretched, what I just did, you guys, I turned on the Bollinger Bands, and I kind of learned this from River. When we get above the 2 or 3 standard deviation on the Bollinger Bands, we can see, I'll go to a different name just for quickness. We can see when we get out of the this red moving squiggly line, we get outside of an upper range or a lower, we tend to trade back into it. And so my point is, our GTI a little bit extended. Can it go more? Absolutely. It's probably got some news. It's probably some AI or computing stuff, but we can see we push out through here, we get a little bit of a dip. So for me, Norman, if you're in this or in shares or options, for me, it's definitely a breakout retest mindset for me. Any breakout, or excuse me, any retest down to this 12 zone here. This is a cheap name. I need to figure out what it is. Like I said, it's probably computing, but if the fundamentals are good, you guys, any breakout or retest in this 12 could be a very good share starter position or an entry to swing some longs again. But for me, when something makes all-time highs, 3-4 days in a row, I'm trading with caution. It's just day trade zone for me. I'm not swinging calls or puts on it because it's really just a guess. Because again, uncharted territory. Thursday, new all-time highs. Friday, new all-time highs. And so for me, I really want to see a back test at some levels here. You just basically go the hourly for me, 30-minute chart. I know Flips likes the 1 hour, 4 hour. You just wait for a back test, and you simply, part of trading is patience. You set an alert and you say, okay, let me get a back test here. Back test of, was resistance from Thursday, bounced, support. It was only 1 day of that, still support. So many bounces in this 1550, 1546, treat as support. Buyer calls, if this has good liquidity, and take it from there. Okay. But yeah, Norman, send me some DMs later, Norman, this week. I'm curious on what this is. You always got some interesting stuff, so definitely could add to the portfolio. Tesla, I like this name. I need to remind myself why. Let me get the B bands off real quick. I think the 1 hour, 4 hour was giving me some insight. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Tesla for me, at 463.27, 463 up to 472. Tesla moves a lot, big range, but we can see, double top zone-ish, top range, top zone. When we get up there, take calls up into that area. When we get up there, use caution, because we can see we get pushes, but ultimately we're not getting daily closes. So what I mean by that with caution is, be a day trader up to here. If you see an alert from Flips or whoever else, Sabes, take them, follow them, take the trade. But remember the zone up here. We got the rejections for a reason. There's still sellers parked up here. I think this is probably all-time highs. I need to go check, but this is a big zone. So, we get the day trade, down in this zone, hypothetically, trim into these levels here, trim into this zone here, trim into the daily 9, trim to here, leave a runner into here. Don't watch an alert somewhere on here as everyone cheering 45, 50, 60%. Go, okay, now it looks strong on the day. Now I'm going to take a call position here. Okay, you're literally buying their trims. Okay, so when they're trimming 2, 3, 4 times, you're buying their trims. You're buying, your start position is right there. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so any opens under this, day trades into this zone here. Okay, any pushes into here, day trades. Okay, for me, the only way I would swing a position like this, if I trimmed heavy, but again, for me, don't get into starter position up here, ride that trend up, buy calls on sell, buy puts at a discount. Okay. We're kind of, it's not a middle of a range, but not where I would like it. I'm kind of a bottom feeder, top feeder kind of thing. So I like to see some levels down into here retested, but I would wait to chart this. There's definitely some support in here. I like this spot right here. So any opens at or around this 431.54. Okay. Again, if we zoom in, we could get a little bit more technical, but for me, quick charting 431.54. Anywhere that 430 pocket. And why I'm marking that is we can see I'm on the 4-hour chart, you guys. So all these candle body closes, whether it's a wick or the candle body close, where it closes at, a lot of price action here. Okay, so for me, I'm going to zoom into the 1 hour, just to get a little more detailed for you guys, since there's a few requests on this, and we can see how the 1 hour, how it still makes sense. I'm a dip buyer for day trades, anything in here. Okay, so any opens early, I don't trade the opening candle like some of you guys, but any trades open in this zone, any bounces, double bottom action into this zone, I'm a call buyer. Okay, I'm not interested in puts right here. Okay, look at that buyback. Look at those buybacks. Look at those wicks on the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna delete that right now. But when we look at candles, I always say, you guys, when you look at a 1 hour candlestick chart and you say, wow, that's a big wick. Don't just say, wow, that's a huge wick. Say, that is some big buying action right there. That's huge buyers stepping in. So we sold through this, but guess what? Huge buy orders still at this zone here. Okay, so any opens at or above. Who was requesting this? BB had the request. Skylar as well. Yeah, I like that you guys are bullish. I think it's a safe day trade. Any sells under, definitely you can be a put buyer for sure. But again, just know that that's a big buyback Thursday or Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, sold under, big buyback over it. So really, when I look at this on the chart, is you can day trade this, you can be bearish on this, but you better have caution because there are some buyers, still parked here. There's investors, there's whoever it is, hedge funds, whatever however you want to look at it. This is still an area of interest until it's not. Okay. Big money does not care if you want to swing puts right here at a big ass support level. Okay. Do not swing puts here until we, get up into some, key areas of resistance or we sell under a big support. Any sells under, retest fell, like I would say, double top. Yeah, grab some puts with caution again, because look at big buyback down there around that 425. Okay, so hypothetically, market looks really bearish this week. Yeah, we break under this. Yeah, take some puts. Okay, or if you don't like buying puts, look left, find some big areas of support. Send support members a DM if you're not good with charting. Say, hey, I want to buy the dip on Tesla. Where's a good spot to buy in or something like that? But find your key areas, you guys. But nice request, you guys, because I really, really like this name. We can see we push over, we kind of pivot up over, down, a little bit of selling pressure, but ultimately some big buybacks. So got to be bullish on this name. Tesla is expensive, you guys. I know there's a lot of people that we're at 431, maybe flips alerts like a 440, 435 or something like that. And even maybe that's too expensive for you guys. Just trade. So look at this chart here. TSLL, I've been saying this for a few months now. That chart looks the same, doesn't it? Absolutely. This is a leverage position, TSLL, and this is only 31 bucks a share. So flips or Zabes, whoever, Tilio alerts Tesla, and you're like, hey, that's too expensive. I select the setup, play TSLL. You can get in a 32 call, and when when Tesla goes up, your TSLL is going to go up as well, you guys. You can literally trail it. So flips is in here, and he's like, hey, we're at 438, or just hypothetically 438 is a big resistance. Please trim. You're in TSLL, you trim as well. Okay, it's going to make the same exact moves, you guys. Don't trade super far out of the money contracts that you can't afford, or because you can't afford what he alerted. All right. One chart says APP. And I'm just going, you guys, the multiple requests, I'm just doing one for now so we get everybody's in, because lectures always run long, as you know. APP, let's see. One chart, that's your username. Are you shares, options on this, bullish or bearish? Let me know so I can kind of help you along if you do need help. I'm gonna go to the daily. Another thing, big breakout. Yeah, huge breakout this year, but I see a lot of consolidation, so I can definitely work with that. Let me see. I'll wait for you in the chat, but otherwise I'm just going to start charting. Don't know if you're bullish or bearish, but we shall see. Just looking for levels, get calls or puts. Perfect. All right. I can handle that. All right. Let's get some. So I'm going to start the daily, and we'll see on the 1 hour how well that lines up, you guys. And the 1 hour, that's just kind of my bread and butter, you guys. You guys can trade in the 15, try in the 15, 30, 4 hour, whatever you want, but it's just kind of a nice, easy thing for lecture. It's kind of the middle ground. So get some quick levels here. All right. Let's go the 1 hour. Actually, before we do that, so we got some moving averages here. So I got a line here. It looks like we charted from somebody before. So again, our green line is the daily 20. Our purple is the 9. So those are stacked up. And what are we doing right now? We're consolidating. So a big move is going to happen. So let's see if we can get a game plan on how we should trade this. For me, any opens around 343, be cautious because we can see, let me get my drawing here. This 343 to 350, so that's a $7 range basically. We push up, but there's a lot of sell pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure. Again, you guys get the point, okay? So again, trading is about being patient, okay? That's half the battle or more than the battle, being patient. So kind of right now, if we open where we close Friday, we're kind of in the middle of a zone here. So what we can do, who was it? Yeah, one chart. Any opens around this zone here? Oops, didn't want to do that. There we go. 336 it looks like. So I would call this like middle of the range basically. This thick line just through for you here. 336, 343, 83, 350, 74. Again, this is quick charting. 327, 55. So what I mean is we can see, like, let's just pretend this candle body right here is our open, okay? And he opens over it, we see the buyback, and we see the trend day on the day, okay? And he opens under or sell, we can see it's kind of selling pressure on the day, buyback. But my point is, trade around this zone here. And he opens over, buy your dip on calls because your risk is small, your reward hypothetically is big, okay? Low risk, high reward. That's how we trade this, okay, on calls. And so you don't buy calls here and hold, average down, sell down, hold. No, we break support, you be bearish on the day, you get some puts, okay? But any opens around this zone, this is kind of a nice chart, you guys. A lot of consolidation. For me, it's definitely not a name to swing on. It's a day trade name because you never want to take calls here, don't trim, you swing, and now we open lower, we come back down to entry. Never want to do that. So, trim heavy. Your inputs, definitely trim heavy down here. Okay. Very nice chart. Very nice chart. Check the chat. I think it's PLTR next. I've seen that a couple times. Clandestine, good to have you in here, man. Haven't tried this name in a while. Let's see. Yep, that 82. I know we charted this a couple weeks ago, you guys. It's still playing. Look at that. I did a quick zoom out. That's the beauty about charting, man. Love that. This basically 82, 71, 83. If you guys don't have that in your day trade and you're trying to play the breakout, being late on PLTL calls, you're doing it wrong. There's still lots of lots of fails, breakouts up there, okay? But daily 9's right here, okay? You took your puts down Friday, somebody hypothetically, and we bounce. Why do we bounce? You guys, it's the daily 9 moving average right here, daily 9 MA, okay? Go to the daily, that purple line, boom, bounced, okay? Do not forget your moving averages on larger time frames ever, you guys. Okay, you never want to take puts off a moving average like that. So how would I play this? For me, I'm seeing a bit of a trend line. Again, this is quick charting, you guys. I'm trying to be as detailed as I can, but definitely day trade, bullish bias into this zone here, into that 80, 81 zone, into that trend line. Any gap ups and multiple rejections here, because if we look left, what does it also line up with? All this price action here, okay? So cautiously, if we fail that breakout, maybe take your shots and puts if the market looks a little bit sideways or weak. But any breakout over that, and it's probably a leg up for the week or the day. I don't know how much PLTR moves, but you can see how much it moves. But breakouts of the trend line be bullish, but rejections or any opens below this zone here, cautiously, again, I'm using air quotes, bearish, because we got the daily 9 not far. Okay, any gaps below and under the daily 9. So if the daily 9 opens here, we got this little pocket. That's going to be resistance. So when he opens under, I'm bearish down in this 76. Okay, and he opens under that daily 9 this week. I think 76 can come quick. I like this setup as well. So I'm actually going to set some alerts myself both ways because I like this. So downside alert, if we tag this, maybe be a dip buyer, or we sell through this, maybe just to watch this, or any breaks over. For me, probably to be more comfortable, probably like 81-ish. So again, just a quick alert, but oh wait, this one should have been at or below. Yeah, clandestine, nice setup. Definitely day tradable. Swings with caution as long as this downtrend holds. I guess I didn't really ask you. Oh, puts. Yeah, sorry, should have read that closer. Yeah, any rejections of this trend line, man, and any rejections or sells under the daily 9. But let's not ignore, we got some support coming into here, 77.5 into that 77, but definitely still day tradable. Okay, play with the chart gives you, play with the market gives you guys. If you see some support, obviously, trade with caution, but don't let your entry just slide right by you because you're too scared to take, a bullish or bearish position. So nice request so far, you guys. All right. Catching up on the chat, of course. PLTR, Errol, MSTR. And then we got Caesars up next. Haven't charted this thing in a couple weeks. Ooh, look at that. It's fun to come back to. All right. That 415 to 420 zone. Clear rejections, clear sellers there. Quick drink of water. Trend line break. Don't want to be overly bearish sounding, but trend line break. So bulls lost there. 415, that 410 to 415 zone gave up. So bulls lost that. Sellers in control. Sold through the 9. Buyers gave up there. Sold through the 20. Buyers gave up there. But let's see if we can find some reasons to be bullish on it. Okay. Trend line. Arrow, any break of this trend line early this week, and that's what I call a structure break or a trend break. It's exactly what it is. It's a trend line break. So here's our trend line. Rejection 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. Any breakout over, and that is a possible sentiment break, meaning sellers may be done for now, and buyers like, you know what, it's our turn. So any break of this trend line, several price targets here, several target zones. Okay, when we break a downtrend, the best thing to do is you look left, target 1, target 2, target 3. Okay, make trading easy, guys. Don't make it difficult. Bear scenario, any open at or above, continue rejections of the trend line. That's the easy one. And again, a trend line combined with rejections of like a Thursday low zone, if that lines up here, ish, bearish. Okay, but again, I need to start looking left because I'm sure we got some support from this big move here. Again, I'm not just don't want to be overly bearish, but I see the moving averages overhead, a trend line overhead, big support gave out, but I'm sure I can find some very nice support coming up right about around here. Yep, I'm gonna draw a little bit of a zone or range for you. A little bit of charting education as well. So this is a little bit of a zone here. Let's look left first. We can see the buybacks over it. When we get over it, it is acting as support. Okay, now we're zooming to currently last week. We sold through it, a gap down on whatever day it is, Monday, but look at a big buyback up. Okay, so sold through support. It was resistance, at least in the morning hours. And guess what? What do we teach you guys? Old resistance when it breaks over is now support. So what did it do on Friday, Thursday, Tuesday? Sold down, pre-market bounced up, it is now support. Okay, sold down Friday. You know the thesis here. Sold down, bounce, support. So I would say Monday or Tuesday is definitely deciding day. It's, you know, big money. They're probably going to open some around here. So take your calls, take your shot off 330 off this Friday little pocket here. But again, any sells under, don't fight it. Okay. But any holds over, same thing. Don't fight it on puts because they're probably going to bounce in this trend line. You definitely trim heavy. You break out, you hold runners, you swing whatever you want to do, and you ride that out because that is a now nice trend line break from 4-day rejection. Okay. Very nice chart. Raj, where are you watching All Things chart? I just wait for people to do the request. I got some names I write down, but I don't go over them until the very end, Raj, because this class is for you guys. I don't want to go over things that I like. I want to go over things that you want to trade because it's for you guys. But at the end of the class, if there's time, I usually try out some stuff that I like to do. But basically, yeah, all these classes are recorded. So in 24 to 48 hours, if you guys join late or miss the names, Joe, a Joe named Joe is his Discord name. He posts every lecture that we do, and so these are I believe the Sunday classes are still recorded, so you guys can always check back on it. All right, we're pretty much caught up. Norvin, TSM. And then I'm gonna sneak in one of the names I want to go over as well. I done Microsoft, catch my eye, C, Citibank, and DraftKings, but I'll make a quick decision which one I want to pick. But TSM, cup and handle daily, maybe. Let's see. What really? I mean, my eyes. I don't call it a cup and handle. Let me know what time frame, Norman. But the reason I wouldn't. I mean, personally, if you're on the daily, I wouldn't call this a cup only because we got all this crap in here. Like if it's more of a clean, like bounce rejection, and we make the cup handle breakout, we could call it. But that's neither here nor there. But this is a really nice setup. I like this. So I'm on the daily, guys. You can see how that basically 200 flat to 203, all that activity there. Let's zoom in. It's a nice setup, you guys. Trend line breakout alert, absolutely. Okay, if you want to be a bull in this, again, structure breakdown. So the structure from last week was downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Any breakout of this, man, this is a nice setup. Okay, hypothetically, we open here, we break out, and you want to find a swing trade like this. This could be it. Don't ignore this zone rejection here. Top range, but any breakdown or breakout of a trend and retest, we have support, big zone of support, and now we have our moving averages back underneath. And this is going to curl faster than this one. This one's slower because it's a 20. But now we have a structure break, a break over this hypothetically 204 zone, break and hold support. So we got a lot of things working for us to be bullish here. But I remember I was trying to be super bullish on a name a couple weeks ago and it totally failed. So, don't just blindly take it because this can easily be very bearish very quickly. On the flip side, any sells or any opens under here, you guys, rejections, I'm bearish. Any sells through the daily 9, bearish. 29, bearish as well. Any sells through at or around, but 200 is a psychological number, round number, easy number to trade into. In rejections early here Monday, Tuesday, definitely markets are weak. Take some puts into that 200. Okay, but then watch how that 200 reacts because we could definitely reverse off that psychological number. 200, 100, 500, 50, whatever it is. That's a very nice setup. Nice work, you guys. I want to learn this one too. Nice request, you guys. Very nice. check the chart or check, excuse me. Yep, Zachary, I'll do a recap on QQQ and SPY. Guys are a little bit late, which is all right. But I definitely do. I always start with that in class. Walmart, Shelby. Yeah, nice one on that TSM, Norman. Walmart. I think I was looking at this. I don't remember if I really loved anything about it. Let's see. Let's go to the 4 hour here. All-time high, little, this range is not ready. I don't know if I grab this wick or all these candle bodies. I like to grab what makes more sense. I'm just going to go with these candle bodies here. So one could argue, you know, if you're going to grab this wick here, you need to grab this wick. But for me, just for now, I'm grabbing this candle body or this wick and then all these candle body closes here and this close here. Walmart, I love trading this name. Let's see if I love it right now for a day trade. I haven't tried this in a while, so I'm just looking over it in real time. So for now, was it Shelby? I think I'm saying your name correctly. 93 is our top, is our ceiling. So this little pocket here, for me, now that we sold under it, the shaded area, hopefully you guys can see on your screens, basically 90, let me get a line here, 93. It was support and now it's not. So we sold through it, buy back over it, sold through it, attempted breakout. What do we see? We're met with sellers, rejection. Friday, met with sellers, rejection. Okay, so 93 was support. It is now resistance until it's not. And our floor is probably, don't have a lot of price action up here because this is all-time high zone. But let me try and get something for you. Let's see. I guess this one would look, this would be all right here. I'm on the 4 hour chart. That 91.3, we can talk in DMs later and get a better game plan for you. But I grabbed that 91.3 here because that's those candle body closes here on the 4 hour and also lines up with that price action from basically Thanksgiving weekend. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and kind of show you how I would day trade this, assuming you want a day trade perspective. We can see that buyback 91.3 again, how that is still making sense. And so for me, again, very nice range, you guys, on Walmart. I know you guys like to play big tech, but this thing pays very nice. So how I would trade this, again, got my goofy drawings here. Any opens and bounces, day trade be bullish. You know, hypothetically push up a day or two, definitely be trimming all of your puts there. Or, you know, you got a big portfolio, you're in 10 of them, trim 8, hold 1 or 2 and see if you get a breakout on the day or the next day. But definitely, if you bottom tick this zone here and we push here in a day, we make up this ground in a day or two, you absolutely have to trim here. Again, like I always say, I don't care what percent you're at. If you buy calls here and there's resistance here, the chart tells you to sell or trim here. Okay. You don't hold these because you're up 12% and you think 12% is not enough or it's not sexy. You trim and you sell where the chart tells you. Okay. Any sells under, Shelby, double bottom. You can take some day trade on puts, but be careful because this is Friday's low here, basically 91 flat. Okay. So if you want to be bearish on the name, for me, you know, with caution, but you got to be a day trader and have those alerts ready for 91. You can take puts in there. It's only a 30-cent move, but the better move is probably, you know, look for market weakness, a sell through 91, a breakdown, and a retest. So breakdown, retest, grab your puts. I know some of you guys, it's hard to wrap your head around that. It's like the chart's going up. Why are we buying puts? It's like, well, you don't want to buy puts at the bottom. You buy puts here. The risk is small. If you're wrong, that's your stop out. Your reward is big, potentially down here in this zone. Okay. Hopefully answer your question, Shelby. If not, send me a DM. I like trading Walmart a lot. Thank you for bringing that up. I want to throw it out here, guys, for you. Citibank, this is for you small port people. This is a bank sector. The ticker is literally just the letter C. Okay. Give you a second to look at the chart. What level stands out? And then I'm going to hit Exxon for you, Kevin. Okay. Look at that chart, you guys. Look at that thick line. Okay. I want to point this out. Citibank, again, you always hear me say I like to trade at or around levels here. 71.19, basically 71.20. Okay. Any breaks over this level? Bullish on the day. Try to be bullish if the market looks like it wants to. Any rejections or sells under or opens under? Cautiously bearish. And I'm saying that with air quotes because we got a lot of price action here. I don't know if it's ready. It's one of those things. It could be hindsight. You could have taken puts here, but you're scared, or I was scared because this pocket here from Wednesday through Friday, and ultimately we sell through, and it could have paid huge. I don't know what it's going to do, but I like this consolidation at a big level because when we get, whoops, let me get a drawing mode here. When we break out of a big level, break down from a big level, that's usually where your big moves come from. Okay, so any pushes, again, Citibank, the ticker is C. Any pushes over 71.20, that can be a big move. It can be a big multi-day continued move. It could be a range, but this is definitely one I'm watching for sure. And actually, I should probably, excuse me, I'm going to bring down this alert down here and probably under this cluster down here under 71 flat. So these names don't move, 10 bucks in a day. Like if you look at my alerts here, this is like a 50-cent range, but they pay very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. So we'll throw this one out here. I like this name. I'm definitely going to keep this one on watch. For sure, again, it's just the letter C, Citibank. Exxon. Oh, the sector's getting beaten down, Kevin. I wanted, man, I was in XLE. I really wanted that support to hold 86 and just slice through that like butter. But XLE is on watch for breakout for sure, which would line up with Exxon, your request, because that is a huge holding inside of that. So I'm on the daily. Kevin, are you in this one, or you just want some maybe general perspective? Let me know in the chat. I'll be keeping an eye on it. It's hard. It's not a name that anybody wants or loves right now. And I say it's hard to take puts down here because we're right at the zone here. But if we go back to XLE real quick, I think Joe, I was like, oh, big 86 level, no way I'm bearish. And then boom, slice through it. And so this is just a name. I don't want to swing on it on any of the names in the sector. Definitely day trade. But let me delete that. I really like this 106 here, Kevin. I like where it lines up with everything. To me, it makes sense. This price action here from all last week, and then we look left. What happens when we get over 106? Big move. What happens when we're under 106? Big move to the downside. Okay, we can zoom left as far as we want. Over, big continuation. So for me, best case scenario for the buyers, this is okay. This is what you want to see. Yeah, they're getting their butt whooped for many, many weeks, but this is where you might look for, some exhaustion. Like, the sellers have taken their turn for weeks or months, and now they're like, hey, we took it all the way down this 106 level. It's a big support. Let's give it a rest. Maybe, whatever reason, maybe we be some buyers here. Okay. So a couple things to look at here to be cautiously bullish on is 1, 2, 3 days. 3 days now, we've held 106. Okay. So that means, no breakouts are happening. But guess what? Sellers have not sold it further down. And what is this dashed line I always talk about? That's our daily 9 moving average. Okay. So what's it going to do? As long as we consolidate, it's going to do one of these things. And if we sell under and buy back up, now what do we have? We have 106 as support, and we got a moving average support. Okay. So this is literally what it is. It's a moving average. It is support and resistance as we go. So if that's underneath us, for me at 106, if 106 holds, I cannot be bearish anymore down here. But again, the sector, no one really likes it right now. Any sells under 106, yeah, I guess we can go test these levels, but just be on bounce alert. I could be wrong because I was way wrong on XLE, but if we sell through it, this daily 9 is going to keep stair stepping down. And anytime it gets overhead, it's going to keep acting as resistance. So every time it comes overhead, that's a moving average line. Anytime we push into it, it's going to be resistance. Comes in down here, resistance. So kind of a tricky sector. Definitely not one to swing trade on, unless you buy, like, if you want to be bullish on the name. For me, you gotta buy some time, and I'm talking February or March. Not just next week contract. Okay, so possibly even a little bit of a trend line here. One could argue. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, kind of messy, but you get the point. Let's look for 106 to hold, Kevin. See where we're at from here. But Exxon, definitely. Let's check in the chat. All right. Big tech. Let's take a look at Microsoft and Meta, because you guys like trading that. Can't remember which one looked better. Let me look real quick just for speed of the class for the 4 hour. This is Meta. Oops. Trying to figure out which one I like there. Oh, they're pretty much the same. Well, not the same set, but same thesis. So what I'm looking at on these names, you guys, I know these are kind of expensive for some of you, but this line here that cooperates, I'm about to make a thick line just so we can kind of see it on your phones and your iPads and your small screens. So let's take a look at this 593. Again, I'm on Meta, META. We can see how price action we get around this level, what it does. Okay. Any pushes over, we can see what we do when we get over that. Okay. Any sells under, we can see what happens, continuation under that. Okay. So obviously you guys know where I'm going with this, or where I'm going, excuse me. Big push, big breakout. Then we had FOMC, nice retrace, but again, ultimate rejection, that 610.43, that 610 zone. That's still, what do? We sell through support, and support is now resistance. Okay. Sell through 610. We push to 610. It is now resistance. Okay. Come back to 593, excuse me. It is now support because it was sold through, broke over. Now we treat it as support. Okay. Let me grab this line here. So I am on trend break watch. I don't trade this name a lot, but this is just for you guys for learning. Let's see. I think I'll stick with these wicks here. Pretty convincing wicks reaction there. So for me, I want to see my drawings back up. I don't love where we're opening at because, like I said, I like to buy at buy the dip levels or obvious rejection levels. Kind of in the middle of a zone here, but this is just one I want to point out to you guys to keep an eye on. Say we gap down a little bit, but any opens at or around this 593, I definitely want to see the reaction there. So I'm literally just gonna, this is what you guys should do as well. I'm just setting some alerts. I want to see some price action here. If we push up, if we open, we closed here at 600, nice psychological number. Any breaks over and holds, where do we sell? How do we know where to trim? Daily 9, look left. Okay. Grab these candle body wicks, look left. People send me DMs, say, how do you come up with your targets? I literally every morning, you guys, when I send my watch list out, on the 4 hour chart now, but I go the 1 hour chart. I'm literally looking left and go, ooh, boom, price target, price target, price target. I'm never going to be in Meta at 600 and go, hey, my target's 620 today. Like I'm never having a $15 target away. Like to enter here and not trim here, not trim here, not trim here, or here, or anywhere. That's poor trading, you guys. So people ask me, how do I get my targets? Like easy. You look left and you find your targets there, but you should never enter at 600 and go, hey, I'm not selling till we hit 620. Like that's crazy. Okay. So I like this setup here. Don't know if it's going to chop or get there in a day, but definitely one to watch. DraftKings. I don't know if you guys trade this one. Let's look at DraftKings together. DKNG, I believe. Yes. Same thing, you guys. Look at where DraftKings is trickling into. Okay. Big support here. If you guys don't trade this, 37.5. You can literally draw a one-line chart on DraftKings. Look when I zoom out. That thick line. how important that is. Okay. This is a spot where we can sell more. We get really bearish on the markets or on the day or whatever it is, or DraftKings gets some news, but this is similar to Exxon. DraftKings, I'm on watch for what I call a curling bottom. I make the name up. I make a lot of shit up. Sorry, but it's literally what it is. It bounces into support. It's like a bouncing ball, and we slowly slow down, and the breakdowns are not happening, but we're consolidating here. Again, hypothetical. I want to see what we do here this week. So DraftKings on watch for me, because if we start bouncing here, we can definitely day trade this, or we start getting daily closes over 38. We can definitely day trade and with caution swing. We can go grab this daily 9. We can grab this 200. Again, not super far fetched, but it's kind of far away, $3 away. Go get this 41, but I'm talking, 60 days or more time swings. But DraftKings is one to watch, you guys. Again, I know we like to trade the big tech stuff, SPY, QQ, SPX, but again, look at that daily chart. This is one of those things where you go, hey, big rejection at 45.53, sellers in control since, the entire month of December. But guess what? Now we're coming into support. So our sellers kind of taking a break and say, hey, we did our job. We sold down $6, $7, $8. Let's see what buyers do here. Okay. Very nice zone there to watch. Okay. SPY and QQQ recap. I think I got at least one of everyone's requests. I want to get to these recaps because there's some people always join late, which is totally fine. SPY, I'm on the daily chart. Another drink of water. Daily chart, you guys that were asking, can you please rechart this? I don't really have a bias. I don't love this daily, but some things to watch here. Okay. So again, I'm on the daily, the big buyback Friday. So sellers tried, they got down here, but we closed up here. So any opens at or over 595.43, 595.43. I'm looking for a push into the trend line, 598. And again, you guys, if I trade SPY and QQQ, if I take this Monday, I'm getting like a Wednesday, Thursday contract. Okay. I'm not getting SPX, or SPY 0DT at 595 and go, okay, my target, my one target is 598. Like you don't trade like that for a scalp. I'm just giving you guys some big levels to watch to trade around. Okay. So if we're scalping, we're on the 5 or 15 and we're zooming out and we're looking left and we're going, okay, trim here, trim here, trim here. Like there's many, many price targets before 598 hits if we're trading 0DTs. Okay. I'm just looking bigger picture perspective, you guys, on what to watch for. So again, when taking notes, anything over this level, let's be bullish on the day or the week. Any sells under this, and I'm not like bearish on the market like as an investor, but I'm bearish as an options trader for day trades. Into these levels here, into this zone here. Into this. I'm not saying we get this in a single day. Maybe we do. Maybe it takes 3 days, but we break this and we break under 594, and I think 590. Who knows how we move? Trickle down, tag it, or maybe we chop, come down. But I think 590 is definitely doable this week. But again, we got to sell through this. And I'm not just being super bearish. I'm trying to give you guys both perspective, but that's how I trade this. So I hope we open somewhere near this 595.43. I don't want to gap over or really under, because then we have an open gap to play with or to put into our trade plan. And sometimes that makes things tricky. So ideally we open right around that, small gap up pre-market, but we open right there would be ideal. Okay. QQQ, I think there's a couple people wanted this as well. Similar thing, or not similar, but I want to see where we open. QQQ can go either way this week. Okay. We can look really bullish on one day and really bearish the other, or just bearish or bullish all week. But any opens over this shaded area, 522. Okay. Where are we trimming? We're going to trim under our moving averages for sure. We're going to look left. We're trimming this zone here for sure. 523.50 all the way up to that 524. and basically, keep looking left, find little clusters of consolidation, on your charts, make some alerts. This is a scalp zone for me, and if we open around it, I'll probably mention that in my tab. Just scalpers only in between here. Any opens under this, and I'm leaning bearish until we get into this 518. Okay. 518 right here. Yeah. So if I have comments in my tab, I say, I'm bearish to a certain thing. It's, this is okay to be bearish in the zone, $3 down, that's fine. But do not watch everybody make money on puts, trimming. Flips is trimming again. Flips is down to one runner at 518. Again, now you want to get in puts, and boom, big bounce. Just like Friday, big bounce. Just like Tuesday, big buyback, candle close, boom, trend day. Okay, so 518 is our floor, our support this week until it's not. Okay, if this zone here breaks, this is my lower range extreme, I think. If that breaks, well, we just leg down again. That's fine. Let's go get this trend line. And he holds over, trim heavy into this zone, 527.78 pocket up to 528 into that trend line. Okay. Zoom out for you guys just so it can see why it makes sense. Okay. Trend line rejections. We can see why 528 matters. Does it matter? Absolutely. Big heavy price action from Thursday, sell through on Friday. Okay. Okay, AVGO and then AMD, and then we are done, guys. Just because it'll keep going and going and going. If you guys have any requests after that, send me a DM. I'll get to it tomorrow morning pre-market. Sorry, Christopher AVGO. This is Norman's baby, where it was. Trend line, top side, absolutely. Immediately, I see that. Trend line, bottom, I think. Let's see. This makes for an interesting week. Oh, yeah. You seen this, Christopher? Hopefully you're still here. Yeah, that's going to get decided early this week, Monday or Tuesday, brother. I don't know if you want to be bearish or bullish, doesn't say. Okay. Day trade perspective, any break of to be bearish, we have to break trend line, and we have to break, just eyeball this really quick, and I'll explain why I'm doing, or why I'm calling level out. And let's see, bullish perspective. I gotta be over this zone here. All right, so for now, Christopher, day trade only. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit here so we can get, guys can get some detailed charting. So if we break trend line, we break support combined in one day. There's support here, so you got to be careful if you take puts. But what I'm getting at is, if we break support and you still want to be bullish on it, you want to be a buyer, you either try and buy some dips, or you be patient and wait to see like some bigger zones here, this 230 to 232 area. Like if you're like, hey, I don't want to take puts here because of Friday's low, that's fine. You can let them take the turn and let them see if they sell down in here and trickle. Okay, maybe let's try a dip buy on some calls. Okay, that's if we sell through basically 239, because that is a trend line break. That's a support break, a big support. Okay, and do you see how 239 makes sense? All those candle bodies there, right there, right there. Now we zoom left even more, right here again, right here. So we see how when it breaks, that's just buyers giving up. Okay, we don't guess when we trade and we chart. We look for big levels that make sense. Any holds of this, or any trend line holds, with caution, just ride that trend up, but don't ignore 247, 21 to 247 zone. Okay, like I've been saying all night, don't skip this bounce here, and your friends are up 30, 40, 50%, and then they hit trend line, they trim, and then they get to here, and you're like, okay, now I want calls, and then boom, big smack down, or big push up Tuesday pre-market, big smack down. Okay, don't ignore these sellers because these sellers are just here from last week even. Okay. This isn't a year or two ago. This is just 2 days ago. So tight zone. It can really go either way this week. And I think it's going to get decided this week. So any pushover, yeah, ride that bull trend because if they break over 247, sellers are probably going to give up right there. And it's going to be a big hard push. But again, any sells through here and buyers are probably going to give away. Okay. Nick Nick Hill. I just did spy. What is my main watches? Flacco. We went over. What did we go over? I really like Tesla. Microsoft is okay. We had some good requests. Let me go back over the requests. Some different ones, some usual ones. That's all right, man. Send me a DM on SPY. I can help you out. But definitely, I think we're gonna trade around 600. And then those levels I mentioned. But yeah, PLTR, you guys, was mentioned. I'm just looking through the chat. Tesla, I really like Tesla's chart. I mentioned C. Flacco, I don't know if you trade that. I think you're a SPY QQQ Tesla man, but if not, I really like this level here, this zone here. But and what else do we look at? DraftKings was the other one I looked at. Not any of these are just on watches, you guys, but a curling bottom, potentially a support bounce bottom on DraftKings. Definitely some potential, you guys. But again, let's trade smart, you guys. I think anyone know in the chat, let me know. Let's see. It's Tuesday, half day trading. I'm doing a quick Google. Let's see. Trying to see because we're probably gonna have a slow week, you guys, this week with the markets. Let me look real quick. New Year's Day for sure. Wednesday we're closed. Markets are closed all day Wednesday, you guys. So what I'm getting at, you guys, is there's a lot of people still on vacation. It's not going to take a lot of volume to move the markets. So we could have a nice trend day, or we could have some choppiness to the day. But let's just keep an eye on it. But yeah, we're definitely markets are closed Wednesday for sure, you guys. But Tuesday might be a half day. I'm not for sure. But with that, you guys, I appreciate you guys sticking around. All 25 of you guys. Hope you learned something new. Great request, you guys, again. But yeah, let's send me a DM if you guys have questions. You guys, DMs are always open. Like I said, just got back from vacation 2 hours ago. I am tired. I'll get to the DMs in the morning. But with that, you guys, let's have a great week, you guys, and I'll check with you guys tomorrow.